Okay, we're here for page 12, and I've cut a, well, it's the bling page, but I've cut a little circle and I'm just doing a whip stitch around to stitch it down. Now, I don't think that there was any problem with, like, there's nothing extra special other than the word bling, that's it. So, kind of, I don't have a lot of beads and things like that. So I wasn't sure what I was going to use, but I was just watching Ariane as well as the other days. I've been talking about Ariane and enjoying her tutorials. Are really, really good. She gets a good close-up and can really help. So anyway, whip stitch. You go straight from there to there and come into the spot you're doing the next. So how good is it? How good is it to learn things? So when I was thinking about this bling thing and not having any real shiny things to speak of, I decided that I looked through and I've got some brads that are like this, and I thought I would use them. So I've got 2 pink, 2 red and 2 green. I found a little heart as well, why not? Maybe that goes in the middle. And I realised I had my little December stamp, and I'm going to stamp on. Now, stays on is, I wonder if I want to use this colour though. Well, it's a bit nice, it's a bit vintagey, but it's not Christmassy, is it? Let me get a green. I've got a green under here. Okay. Now, the good thing about this, I think rather than stamp it directly on, just in case it messes up a bit, I'll just stamp there, December. Now, I want 2020. These are hard to line up, these ones. Total wobble, but doesn't matter. 2020, December 2020. So I thought I would put those onto, no, move that. Get the old pinkings out. That'll go there. Right. Okay, so I've straight stitched in a little bit of thread from the backing all the way around here. I've put 2 little bit of bling, and then what I've done around this outside here is a back stitch, and I'm going to attempt to do trellis stitch. Right, this is where I've finished. So I should come out at that same spot. Now I believe it's, let me attempt one. Thread around like that. I've got to come into that little hole, into the stitch, pull it. that into the next stitch, but not pulling it very tight, keep it loose. I'm making sure that's around the back. Alright, so you get the idea. Now the thing is, this is trellis stitch, and I am going to keep going round and round and round, and as I get closer to the middle, I'll get a bit tighter. I'm wondering if I should have used a slightly thicker thread, but I think it'll be alright. Alright, I'll go off and I'm going to come back with it a bit later. Right, I just thought I'd come back and do a little update. So I've kept going with this stitch. And as you're going around, you're just going to start to pull it a bit tighter. Of course, you can always watch Ariane doing it. I'll link it below because it's a particularly good tutorial with close-ups. And now I've still been thinking, so you can see how it's sort of a bit like a basket, but if you go all the way into the middle, you keep pulling it a little bit tighter, but as you get into the centre, you go into every second one or whatever to decrease. Now I'll probably go in enough to cover these, but I thought if I was going to put this little heart here that I should do it now, so as I've got a bit of a you know, just a guide for how far in to go. So I would just use for these, I just use the awl and put it through and poked that through and just opened up those two little bits, and then just get it facing the way you want it. Okay, so good to go. Back around. One of the things I find with it is that that gets a little bit twisty. Somehow it seems to twist around a bit. But to me, this stitch can get, looks like to me it can get all sorts of patterns and, you know, designs like sea urchins and things like that. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm going to keep going and I'll be back. Okay, I think for aesthetics, even though I can still see a little bit of that there, just pull this down a bit and cover it. I think this is where I want to finish. So I don't mind this, but you could, you know, not have a heart in the middle and you could just keep on going all the way in. I'll just cast that off. And this is the last page done of the little book in a tin. Last page. December 2020. And I didn't put any more of these in. I mean, technically I could just put one up there. Alright. now that I'm thinking it. And they're a little bit large, so what I might do is, now I've done this before, crappy old scissors. I don't have tin snips on hand. So this is just a crappy old pair of scissors, so it's okay, because this will blunt them. Oop. Careful of your eyes when you do that, but that'll just stop that poking out. I was going to even it up with one over here, but because these are different heights, I think I might just like it like that. Okay. Might do a similar one to this where I've got the crosses along the top and the little ridges at the sides. It's nice when you open it and you go, oh, I actually really like that. I like that bit that I did. Oh, fumble fingers. Right. Here we go. Last page being sewn in. How is it? Right, just finishing off with a couple of last little crosses. Maybe one in there. And cast off right at the end of the thread. Oops. So now that my little book's finished, and I know Anne hasn't put anything up about what she is thinking, how we do the cover, so I guess I might like to just finish mine anyway, put it to rest so I can start some other things. Oh, it's so cute, is that? Now, let's see. I do think that's okay, like that. I think it still fits. However, what am I going to do? I think that something along here to hold it in, maybe. Maybe I'll get the halfway mark. Alright, so I'll see if I can pin it. Just for holding it there in that spot. So if I close it like that, is that going to work? Yes. Alright, so maybe I will sew down here. Alright, I've done, I actually ended up machine sewing, and I put this along the top and this along the bottom and this, so as it won't unravel. Okay, so and I've just done just a little saddle stitch and just tying some knots in here. Hold that little thing on. One knot, just not quite sure it's going to be big enough to hold the sequin. looks big enough. Little dingle dangle. Okay, so we've got this like this now, and I just have to work out whether I put a button on maybe. Right. I don't think these buttons are going to fit through there. Maybe a bit of ribbon. This is well and truly being utilised these days, even around my wrist. Just enjoying it. It's pink next to the apricot. I don't have any other apricot. That's the only kind of apricot I've got. Oh dear. It's a tangled mess. I need to untangle that. Where's the end? Oh, it's like Halloween all over again, isn't it? Okay, this way or this way? It's not really quite the middle, that little spot there. That it will do. Got it, a little book with our little dangly bit. Go. Let's just recap. Page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with a little card, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 hearts in mine. There you go. I'm all heart. Hope you've enjoyed that journey, and most of you are probably watching Anne first, but and watching whoever else is doing it. But there you go, that's done. It's too fat for my tin. Well, as I say, my YouTube channel is often about showing what you shouldn't do. So there you go. Don't make your book too fat for your tin. You can't help it though. It just happens, doesn't it? Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.